Hi everyone, Saturday the 7th of September. I just wanted to show you a few things. First of all, my chilli harvest from the allotment. Absolutely stacks and stacks and stacks of them. Got 2 trays full. I'm going to dry them off. These are generally inside, but I'm just going to show you outside for the sake of the camera. And people have been asking what I'm feeding my tomatoes with, and literally that is it. It's just from being cute. It's a tomato, but it's an all-purpose. But I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. But it's got a lot of potassium in it, 18%, which to me is a lot more than what the normal tomato feeds have, and it's a lot cheaper. It's only £3 for that whole box. Nitrogen 21%. It's got magnesium in it, copper, iron. It's got all the zinc. It's got all the things that you need to grow tomatoes. Try and zoom back. You can maybe see that. Okay, I'll just show you my herbs. Everything's gone now. Got some a few bits left, lovage. If you look at the size of my fennel, it's all going to seed now. See it all? It'll all start turning into seed soon. You can take these off actually, flowers, and dry them, and you can use them on like roast potatoes and stuff. Sage. The oregano's going to need trimming back and drying. Everything's getting a bit cooler now. For people who aren't in this country, it's a miserable 13 degrees today at Celsius, which is miserable. So chicory, again, we'll come back to that another day. And I planted these a couple of years ago. These are my ripen blackberries. And if you look at the size of them, if I can just try and look at, compared to my thumb maybe, they are quite big. But I've only got a few on. There's none on the other bits. There's a couple there. So we're going to go blackberry picking. Hey girls! Let's check their eggs in a minute. Now then, here's a question for everyone. I've got a second flush of strawberries coming on here. I don't know if this is right. We've had a couple off it actually, and we had a big load. Obviously in August. For some reason I'm getting more. Again, see that? I'm not complaining. Yeah, look at that. And these are a lot bigger than what the first lot were. Tomatoes. What I'm trying to do with these now is I'm trying to shock them into ripening. I've mentioned this guy's name a few times, but it's a guy called Nick Chesnall. He has a tomato growing website, and you can subscribe to his newsletter. He's given us a tip today about trimming the leaves back. Now I know what I did last year was I trimmed all of the. I'll do it from outside because it's difficult to film inside. I pulled all the branches off, 2/3 of the way up, which I've done now. But what Nick has suggested is you trim the tops off, which I've done. Monty Don suggested this as well on Gardeners Oil. But also what I've done is I've trimmed off the branches, leaves. I'm not sure what these are called, but I've trimmed them off. So just for sake of example, say that belonged on there. I've snipped it off. So I've snipped it off to about 2 leaves, and this is what I've got. And I'm hoping now it shocks them all into turning red. The majority of them are, but I've got some left that are not. Now what I've tried to do is I've took off any really small green ones, the likes of these ones here that are tiny. Any full trusses of them, I've just took them all off, just so it shocks them all. I've probably given them the last feed as well. May get another one next week, but they're not getting much more feed, and I'm going to slow down on the watering as well. Look at all them. Very impressed. I've had a fantastic year again. This is all down to Nick Chesnall. You all need to check his website out. I know I keep going on about him. But, everything I've learned is from that guy. No one's taught me how to do this. Okay. That's where I'm up to. See all them green ones there. See if we can get them ripened. I'm going to pick some of these today. Beefsteak ones done okay this year. Okay, so let's hope that works. Anyway, that's just an experiment. Like I say, I've just trimmed these off. There you go. So, see what I mean? They would have been a lot longer than that, but I've trimmed them all back on every plant. And let's see if that shocks them into... Because last year what I did, I took every one of them off. And they were just like skeletons, and that didn't seem to work. But I've done it a lot earlier this year, and I'm going to see if it works this time. Okay. So, that's a view from the greenhouse. That's not a tomato, by the way. That's one of them space hoppers. Okay. Speak to you all soon.